Hey, good morning, Tezos fans! It's Mac here, your number one source of Tezos information on the tube. Today I have an exciting product to announce. This product is basically in collaboration with Flame DeFi. It's the same team members. They are creating a sort of ecosystem, a Flame DeFi ecosystem, as you all probably know. And if you don't know, you know now. So basically, there's going to be a new lending platform on Flame DeFi, and that's going to be called Control Finance. So today I'm going to go ahead and walk you guys through the basics of Control Finance, walk you through their sale, their tokenomics, as well as their distribution, and also a little bit about the platform itself. There's going to be a really in-depth sort of YouTube video explaining how it's going to work in the near future, the team told me. So look forward to that. But today I'll just go ahead and walk you guys through the basics, get the Control Finance on your radar. All right, so without more to do, let's get to it. All right, so we're going to head over to the latest Medium article for Control Finance. It looks like they have a Control DAO token seed sale. This DAO is basically it's going to control the Control Finance, right? So they're going to have a seed round, and they're going to have a 100 million Control tokens, and they're planning to sell about 20 million of them during this private sale or pre-sale. This is not necessarily a private seed round. This is a public seed round. So it's for anybody on the Tezos ecosystem who wants to go ahead and get the tokens cheap. Then you do that during this round. During the first 2 hours of the sale, there will be a 10% bonus for the amount purchased of the Control tokens. So if you want to go ahead and get on the sale, try and get on it as soon as it launches. That way you can get the cheapest, deepest discount. Right after you purchase the Control tokens, you basically get those in your wallet. So any of the unsold Control tokens will be transferred to the next sale round. So there's not a lot of explanation regarding the sale rounds right now. Basically, they have a seed sale, and then apparently they're going to have other sale rounds, and I think that's going to be delved into deeper on a later date. There's also going to be, for the marketing purposes, they're going to create some sort of referral program where you can go ahead and use a referral link and refer your friends, and then you get an extra 5%. I'll probably be using that for the Cryptstar channel. If you guys want to go ahead and support the channel, please be sure to use the Cryptstar referral link. You can go ahead and add that later up here. But as of right now, there's no program for it. It looks like the Control token initial supply is 100 million, like I said before. Maximum supply is 100 million, so same. So there's going to be an airdrop of 1 million Control tokens to current Flame holders. So it is definitely worth your time to go ahead and grab some Flame if you want to go ahead and get it cheap now. Before this whole ecosystem is sort of complete, which I think it's going to be complete with their NFTs and their DeFi, their DEX, and everything like that. It's all going to come together and create some sort of ecosystem. So it's good to get in on this ecosystem now before it's completely released. Yeah, looks like the distribution is going to look something like this. Look exactly like this. So the sale all rounds is 20%. Okay, so basically you're going to get your Control tokens. That'll allow you, I'm guessing, that'll allow you to farm for Control tokens in the future, which is this main distribution. The team itself will be getting 10% of the distribution, locked up over 2 years. I think the first distribution for them will be next April. Second quarter, first part of the second quarter will be their first unlock period. And then there's also a 1% airdrop to like Flame holders, like early adopter incentives and things like that. All participants in the sale, Control tokens will receive an airdrop. Okay, so there will be 3 groups of airdrop recipients. Group 1, holders of Flame LP tokens, Flame Ducks on QuipuSwap. Oops, I have mine on Spicy Swap, so I'll have to switch mine to QuipuSwap. Group 2 is 300,000 will go to F'd out LP tokens. Group 3 will be all other buyers of Control tokens. If you don't have any LP on Flame right now for Flame LP tokens on QuipuSwap, I would go ahead and switch over to QuipuSwap now, or you can go ahead and add LP to Flame Dex. But as of right now, there's no farms for Flame Dex, which hopefully will be released in the next couple weeks. Cold farming. Okay, so there's a way to like freeze your controlled tokens, and then you can cold farm and receive like additional rewards from the volume of the tokens allocated from farming. Okay, it looks like that's 5% of max supply. Basically, they're going to receive rewards for just kind of staking and locking up your Control tokens. Kind of reminds me of sort of what SmartLink is doing right now. It seems like it's something similar to that. Governance, the frozen tokens, you can't sell them while they're frozen in the contract, but they're actually I'm guessing they're going to release some sort of like governance token in exchange for this, the frozen tokens, and then you can actually use those to vote, and then you could probably exchange those for a 1-to-1 ratio, or you can keep the tokens on your wallet, and then they won't be able to spend them, but you'll be able to use them for governance. Something like that. Govern the protocol changes, which will be the first line list of assets, collateral factor of each asset, rewards for farming the control tokens, and the reserve ratio. So here's all the links here, and I'll leave this Medium article in the description, so you can go ahead and click on all these links and check them out. Or you can check out my other videos. There's a playlist I have for Flame DeFi, and it has a lot of the information here as well. Next, let's head over to the Control Finance Medium article, and this kind of explains the main aspects. And the team actually, I read through this, and it's very, very confusing. It's, I guess, technical, and it's hard to kind of mentally image exactly how this is going to work, for me at least. Not the brightest star in the sky, you could say, but I try. Anyways, the control is a protocol in the Tezos network that allows you to automate the process of providing and funding and obtaining a collateral loan. You're going to be able to group all of your collateral into one big pool, and that can be, I think, different LP tokens and Tezos and tokens and all sorts of stuff. For giving up those tokens, you can get this S token, which basically slowly goes up in value because it accumulates the interest, and you can basically claim your interest once you turn in that S token at a later date. They'll also have borrowing assets and things like that. That's something that's been missing on Tezos for a long time. I think the only competitor to this right now would be Tezfin, which is hopefully going to launch soon as well. Long-term investments in XTZ and other tokens can use control as a resource of additional profit on their investments, kind of like a management-free way to go ahead and get interest on your assets. You can let Control Finance to go ahead and control your assets that way, and they can lend it out for you, and then you don't have to worry about, the smart contracts and things like that. And the man in the middle, the smart contracts, will take care of all of that for you. And the DAO will go ahead and set your rates and things like that. So being part of the DAO, having the control tokens will basically kind of give you power to choose which partnerships that the Control Finance will work with closely. So collateral value. Okay, so to be honest, this is all going to be controlled by the DAO, so it could change at any time. But it's basically the collateral will be anywhere from 0 to 100%. It depends on the liquidity of the asset. So if the asset has a high liquidity, low collateral, for illiquid assets, low collateral factors are set, while liquid assets with high demand receive high collateral factors. So for example, if it's not very liquid collateral, and then it can basically use Flame dexes, aggregate a connection to all the dexes and find out which tokens are liquid and which ones aren't illiquid, and then it can kind of decide on how much collateralization you need in order to go ahead and receive a loan on those assets. So for example, if you have an asset such as, let's say, Spicy on QuipuSwap. Sorry, that's the most liquid asset I can think of that's actually pretty popular, that's on QuipuSwap, and that's because all of the liquidity is on SpicySwap. But if FlameDAO doesn't connect to SpicySwap and only uses QuipuSwap, just for example, which I think they're going to try and use all the dexes, but if they can't connect to that liquidity pool, it'll say Spicy has a really low liquidity of like 10 Tez, which means you're going to only be able to take a loan out of like 5% or 2% of what you put in. So that's kind of a simple example so that you guys can understand what that means. It'll basically look up the liquidity for you using the Flame dexes aggregate connections to the other dexes. So of course there's going to be risks of liquidation when you're borrowing assets. So if you want to borrow assets, make sure you pay attention to the liquidation. I'm hoping that there will be more information on control tokens, but as of right now, it looks like they can freeze the control tokens in the cold farm to receive rewards from the reserves. So I'm guessing the reserves is actually basically like a fee that the platform takes itself from basically people who give tokens. They receive percentage by loaning out their assets, but I think also the cold reserve also gets like 5% or something like that of that total assets in there. They're going to come out with more detailed information on this in the future, but for now, that is it. Anyways, guys, I hope you're as excited as I am to finally have a lending platform on Tezos. I'm really hoping that Flame DeFi pulls out an amazing project, and they've already pulled out 2 amazing platforms so far, so there's no doubt in my mind that they're going to do a good job on this. Now we just need to get the word out and get some more users on Tezos. So go ahead and tell your friends and spread the news that there is lending coming to Tezos. And I will catch you all in the next video.
Bro, we need to pump it. Everybody, go to Twitter and hashtag the things, pump it, pump it real good. We need a good pump. Everybody deserves a nice Tezos pump.
There is lending coming to Tezos. And I will catch you all in the next video.